Hello everyone, it's me, Einstein of Wall Street from the Florida New York Stock Exchange, 4/31 Monday, April 22nd. Quite a devastating day, I would say, for the world. The terrorist attacks in Sri Lanka. Our prayers and love go out to everybody there. As far as these markets go, we came in this morning after a 3-day holiday weekend, Passover and Easter. Normally 3-day holiday weekends leave a lot of time for confusion and worry, more negative than positive historically. We came in this morning, a lot of earnings are coming out too, and most of them are actually on the better end, while expectations have been lowered to facilitate sort of more positive reaction to them. We opened down this morning on the sort of a news coming out of Boeing, which is a big weighted stock in the Dow Jones average, about problems with its Dreamliner. So that's all they need is more problems. Stock opened down at $375. That's big weight on the Dow. Opened down about 100 and change, but it did not feel like anything else. We had two super positive earnings reports coming out of Halliburton and Kimberly-Clark, which were massive. Kimberly-Clark up 6, Halliburton up a couple. All that being said, market opened down and then proceeded to rally. We see one of those great days where it went from the bottom left on the opening. It never saw another down moment. It rallied into the close. So earnings have not been disappointing. They are rescheduling some of their low guidance reports for what the earnings would be to better numbers, and their expectations have been lowered with the valuations being higher. A lot of the fears that we had in the first quarter about the second quarter's earnings were overestimated, and that's sort of making the market rally too. We are 1% off the October highs of the market. That was the time this market hit a high in the NASDAQ, in the Dow, in the S&P, in the Russell, in every possible index, and then of course it fell off the face of the earth coming into the close of business on this Christmas Eve day. But since then we've had a rally of 15 to 18%. The market's at 26.5 in the Dow. The Russell's at 1560. The S&P's at 2907. We are right teetering 1% below the record highs, and that's pretty significant. Earnings season's in full swarm here, and that is okay. It does not seem to be disappointing us. World news and Washington news are not affecting the market in a down way. We have seen the highest close in oil at 65.70 since we've seen it since October. So we're firing on all pistons. Not much more to read into this market. You know, do we need a catalyst to blow ourselves through record highs? Probably. Do we see any reason to sell the market at these levels? Absolutely not. The market tells us what it thinks. There's valuations worth buying. There's a bid in the market. There's money being put to work. It is the middle of April, and people are buying this market, so stick with that. Ask 10 people what they think and go the other way. Everyone thinks it's toppy. Everyone thinks expectations for earnings are lower, and this market should be sold, and they seem to be wrong. Stick with it. Stay with me, NYSEinstein from the Florida New York Stock Exchange. The Einstein of Wall Street, EOW, announced today. That's me. Stick with it. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow.